Preacher here. This is a day in the life of a biker. And man, I'm heading over to the Limited Iron. 30 years in the Bay anniversary, man. And you know, one thing, we're getting ready. Look into this traffic backed up going up to the Altamont. I'll tell you what, it is Saturday. You'd think it would be a little clearer, but it never is. It never ceases to amaze me how crazy traffic gets out here in the Bay. And that's why bikers like me, we lane split. We go up the middle because so many people run into the back of us not paying attention, especially on their phones and stuff. And that actually kills more of us than those of us going up the middle. Going up the middle will stop traffic and stuff. We might bounce off a couple cars, we might get hurt, but there are actually less deaths that way by something like 15 or 20%. And I think a lot of the actual public don't understand that. You know, they get offended and upset when they see us lane split. Now, there's right ways to lane split when you're on the freeway like that, and then there's ways like I'm getting ready to do right now, which, you know, isn't so right. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about 30 years in the Bay for Limited Iron, man. I'll tell you what, that is an amazing feat. So many clubs don't make it past 5 or 10 years. But these guys, they've been running hard and faithful for 30 years. And that is a cool thing. So today, I'm heading out to the Limited Iron Oakland 30 years in the Bay run. It's going to be a good day. It's a little windy up on 580 and over on 5, but you know what? It is a beautiful day. I would rather it be a little windy and the weather tolerable than these days that come up here at Mountain House where it is like super hot. It's 105, there's no wind, and you do nothing but sweat. Anyway, these guys with Limited Iron, you know, I see them all over the place. They're always at our Road Dog Throw the Bona party. You know, they were there last week. I did an interview with them, and you know what? They're genuine good guys. If you get a chance to get to know them, get to know them. This is going to be a good time. You know, I hope you guys all have a good day. I'll tell you what, the ride up here was beautiful all the way till I hit that traffic right there. And except for, I'll tell you what, I might even throw a clip on it. I come up on a corner on Paradise out in the middle of nowhere. There's a CHP on each side, and there's a motorcycle standing up at the levee with the light still on, but the bike was in pieces and scattered everywhere. And I didn't see a rider, man. It looked like an '08 105th anniversary bike, you know, full dress bagger, at least what's left of it. And I hope that the rider or riders are all right, you know? Anyway, let's go ahead and see how this run goes. I bet you it's going to be a blessed time. Preacher here. I'm here with Suze from Limited Iron. We're at the 30th anniversary party. Suze, I got a question for you.
Sure.
What was your first motorcycle?
Oh man, I think I was 7 years old and I had a Taco mini bike, and then a couple years later I saved up my pennies and went down to Suzuki shop and bought a 70 trail hopper, a Suzuki trail hopper. And that was my first real bike. Had lights on it and everything. I could run it in the street. Of course, you're not supposed to, and I got pulled over quite a few times. But yeah, that was my actual first bike.
Man, during that time period, they had those cool little enduros, man. They were everywhere. I had a 69 Kawasaki 90.
Oh, wow.
Same thing, man. You know, you strip them down, you can run them on the dirt. You could take them on the street, but yeah, you weren't really supposed to, you know?
Right, I had a Yamaha Enduro 250. And yeah, it was nice. You could ride it on the street and the dirt. And I grew up in Oakland Hills, where I get out of school, I used to park my bike inside the wood shop. The wood shop teacher let me park there, and the hills were right behind it at King Junior High in Oakland Hills. So I'd get out of school and I'd go hill climbing every day after I got out of school. Man, those are the days, man.
Yeah, there was some cool stuff. You know, in my backyard, I actually have a 76 Harley Spirit 350. Just the frame, I got the motor, I got the bar. I don't have the sheet metal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Something I'd like to see somebody get on the road someday.
Right. I got a 650 Kawasaki, then I had a 650 Yamaha after that. 69 Yamaha. Man, that was a nice bike, 650. But yeah, then I moved up to the Harleys after that.
You see, that's what it's about. It's about getting out and riding. It don't have to be a Harley or an Indian to start out. Just get out there, get that love, enjoy it, have that experience.
Right.
You guys be blessed. Alright, I'll tell you what, man, I did have a good time at the Limited Iron Oakland run. 30 years, like I said, that's a big deal. Not very many clubs get to do that. And to be able to do that and to be able to have a run at a historic place like Mountain House, that is awesome. Anyway, let's go ahead and do what Preacher does. On the Way with Christ. Luke 24:32. They asked each other, "Were not our hearts burning within us while he talked with us on the road and opened up Scripture to us?" Man, think about that. You know, this was after Jesus rose again. These guys are walking back with him, and he gave them a literal Bible study, and they didn't even notice. But could you imagine what it would be like to get a Bible study from Jesus? Quiet moments spent in the presence of God are precious. During these moments, you draw inner strength from Him, and your spirit is united with His. Unfortunately, at times when we are busy, it can easily happen that we neglect our quiet times. However, when you have met with God, you will find it easier to concentrate on Him during those busy times. When your thoughts are in turmoil and storms rage around you, use such moments to confirm His presence. Give Him glory in those storms. You know, He will bring you peace in any and every situation. Use such moments to confirm His presence and acknowledge His authority in your life, you will experience the joy of His closeness. And Christ will be your companion and leader every day that you walk life. Just stop and give Him glory. Be blessed.